Are you stuck? You set goals. You watch all the right videos. You even take action. Sometimes. But still, you end up in the same place. Same mindset. Same habits. Same pain. It's like you're trapped in an invisible loop. And no matter how hard you try, you always come back to zero. You start something, then stop. You wake up early, then relapse. You journal, then forget why. Maybe the problem isn't your ambition. Maybe the problem is the system carrying it. You've been told your goals are the key, but your goals are just outcomes. They're not what transform you. Your habits do. Your mindset does. Your system, your invisible architecture of life, that's what carries you forward or drags you under. Let me explain. James Clear, in Atomic Habits, said something most men ignore. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Think about that. You don't fail because you don't want it bad enough. You fail because your daily system makes failure your default. You scroll too much? Not a motivation issue, a design flaw. You skip the gym? Not laziness, lack of ritual. You feel unfocused? Your inputs are contaminated. Notifications, noise, mental junk. You're not lacking fire, you're leaking structure. Imagine two men with the same goal. Build a powerful body, a business, a legacy. One focuses on the result. He visualizes, affirms, hopes. The other man builds a system. Same meal each morning, same wake-up time, same deep work window, same habit loop. Fast forward 90 days. One is burned out, angry, confused. The other is transformed. That's not talent. That's design. Let me tell you a story. In ancient myth, there was a man named Sisyphus. He was condemned by the gods to push a massive boulder up a hill, only to watch it roll back down again and again for eternity. No matter how hard he tried, the outcome never changed. Sisyphus is every man who lives without a system. He tries, he grinds, he wants to rise. But his effort is reactive, never intentional. He's ruled by willpower, not by structure. And the truth? Willpower dies quickly, but structure sustains. You don't build a great life on motivation. You build it on rhythm, discipline, repetition. You build it like a monk, one sacred brick at a time. Now ask yourself, what invisible boulder are you pushing? Your business, your body, your habits? And do you have a system or just a dream? Let's shift, because even if your system is solid, you'll still fail if your mind is at war. The Stoics, men like Epictetus, Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, understood this better than anyone. Epictetus wrote, "Some things are up to us, and some things are not." Those 10 words hold the secret to true power. You rage when things don't go your way. You collapse when people betray you. You panic when life twists. But here's the Stoic truth. You are only responsible for your mind, your choices, your attitude. Everything else, weather, opinion, success, failure, is not yours to hold. Let me show you the cost of forgetting that. Prometheus was a titan in Greek mythology. He loved mankind, so he stole fire from the gods and gave it to humans. A heroic act. But there was a price. Zeus, the king of the gods, chained Prometheus to a rock. Every day, an eagle tore into his liver. Every night, it grew back, only to be devoured again. Forever. Prometheus didn't suffer for stealing fire. He suffered for thinking he could control the outcome. He thought he could defy divine order and walk away untouched. Sound familiar? You push hard. You grind through pain. But deep down, you expect life to reward you for your effort. And when it doesn't, you break, because you were trying to control what was never yours. That's the root of so much of your pain. You confuse effort with entitlement. You demand outcomes instead of owning your response. You want control when you were built for discipline. The Stoics didn't preach weakness, they preached mastery. Mastery over your thoughts, your impulses, your reaction to pain. Modern men want power, but Stoic men want self-command. And that's what makes the top 0.01% different. Tony Robbins writes, "It is in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped." He doesn't say moments of clarity or moments of emotion. He says decision. Real, irreversible, identity-shattering decisions. Most people never decide. They flirt with change. They circle transformation. But they never burn the boats. They never become someone new.
Because they keep negotiating with the old self.
Let me remind you what a decision looks like. Heracles was one of the greatest warriors in myth. When he entered the labyrinth to slay the beast inside, he didn't pause to think. He didn't weigh options. He didn't make excuses. He acted. Violently. Decisively. And that act made him a legend. It wasn't thought that freed him. It was choice. Action. Commitment. The elite know this. They don't need every answer. They just need to decide and move. Every man reaches a moment like that, where the next step won't be safe, won't be logical, won't even feel possible, but the 0.01% step anyway. And in that decision, they become untouchable. So what do the top 0.01% actually do? How do they move when others collapse? What do they know that you don't? Let's look at the men whose actions have shaped industries, movements, and empires. Not because of raw talent, but because of what they built internally. Elon Musk. He doesn't operate on emotion. He doesn't wait for the right moment. He builds systems around obsession. Factory floors, spreadsheets, deadlines. He lives inside the architecture of momentum. His secret isn't intelligence, it's relentless structure. Naval Ravikant. He's the opposite. Stillness, clarity, detachment. He doesn't fear failure because his identity isn't tied to outcomes. He meditates, reads, thinks.
There's nothing worse in society than a lazy man.
He filters noise from signal. That's Stoicism in the modern world. Power through silence. Jocko Willink. He made one decision. Wake up at 4:30 a.m. every day. No questions, no flexibility, no excuses. That one choice made the rest of his life inevitable. It wasn't the wake-up time. It was the identity behind it. These men aren't superhuman. They are simply non-negotiable. Their system works. Their mind obeys. Their fire is directed, never scattered. And yet, even they fall. Here's the part most self-help never tells you. Ambition is a double-edged sword. If unchecked, it will consume your soul. The desire for more wealth, more growth, more attention, will burn everything if you never step back. And I know this because I lived it. A few months ago, I launched my biggest project. Everything exploded. Views, money, impact. But something inside me fractured. I kept pushing, chasing, forcing, ignored the signs, ignored my body, ignored my soul, until I crashed. Alliances broke, my energy collapsed, my name was dragged. And in that chaos, I saw the truth. I was flying too close to the sun. I was becoming Icarus. And just like him, I started falling. But here's what most people forget about Icarus. His father also warned him not to fly too low. If he skimmed the sea, the water would weigh him down. He would drown in stillness, just as surely as he would burn in ambition. That's the balance you must master. Don't fly too high and burn. Don't fly too low and drown. The 0.01% know this. They descend on purpose. They pause, reflect, breathe, then rise again, stronger. After I fell, I shut everything down. I closed the launch. I left social media. I disconnected from noise. I sat in silence, did breath work, prayed, cried, journaled. Not because I was weak, but because I needed to meet myself again. The man I had buried beneath deadlines and dopamine. The soul I had abandoned in the pursuit of more. And slowly, I rebuilt. 10 minutes of silence each morning, 5 minutes of journaling. One habit at a time. No hacks, no noise, just rhythm. Simple, Unbreakable, atomic, stoic, giant. And now, my mind is clear. My body is sharp. My vision is grounded. I didn't rise by doing more. I rose by doing less, better. So I'll ask you now, why are you stuck? Because you don't have a system? Build one. Because you're chasing what you can't control? Let go. Because your decisions are weak? Cut the cord. Because your ambition has consumed you? Descend. Reflect. Return to yourself. This isn't philosophy. It's war. It's life or death for the man you're becoming. You don't need another tactic. You need alignment, a decision that costs you your old self. Because the top 0.01% aren't superhuman. They're forged through systems that strip away distraction and leave only discipline. You can do the same, but you have to kill the version of you who hesitates. So here's what I want you to do. Stop scrolling. Stop passively consuming content. Sit down in silence and ask, what do I need to destroy to become who I was born to be? Write it down. Feel it. Then act. Don't think. Act. If you made it to this point, comment Soul Warrior below. Let me know you're one of us. This channel isn't for the average. It's not for those who want more information. It's for men building systems, mastering their minds, protecting their souls, and forging fire into steel. Subscribe, reflect, execute. And remember this: the fire inside you was never meant to destroy. It was meant to forge. Until next time.